Hi there, it is July 28th. My name is Tina Louise Spalding and I am a trance channel. I channel a group of beings known as Ananda, and I also channel Jesus as one of the beings I allow to speak through me. Ananda came through first to prepare me for speaking for Jesus. At the time I didn't know that, but a year after I began channeling Ananda, I began speaking for Jesus, and he asked me to write his autobiography, which I did, and that has just been published. It's called Jesus, My Autobiography, and I have been asked to channel as frequently as I can, so I decided to do some short daily lessons. And so I'm going to tune in now to Jesus and allow him to speak about whatever he wishes to speak about. I take a few deep breaths, and he takes a little longer to come in than Ananda, so you'll see me be quiet for a little bit, and then it's very clear when he comes in. So I will see you at the end of the channeling. I am returned to continue the teachings. These small snippets of wisdom that you take into your day with you will change your mind, and this is all that we are concerned with. On my journey into the physical world and my incarnation as that one that you know as Jesus, that was my life's lesson, if you will. Disciplining the mind, coming to understand what causes suffering, helping other beings to remove those things from their mind that causes them suffering. And there is no difference now. You have come through many, many centuries of experience. It is not as you think it is. Time is not as you think it is. And that is why I am here now, because it is a continuing journey of removing from the human mind that which causes suffering. It has not changed at all. It does not matter how sophisticated you think you are. It does not matter how much technology you have. For all human beings, what causes you suffering is the ideas in your own mind that are out of alignment with love. And so that is the one lesson that we teach, but it takes many forms. And this form that this particular teaching is taking through a channel is unusual in the sense that you are being asked to have faith in the non-physical. But this is part of your development program now. You have become trained to believe in the material. If you can see it, you believe it. If you can touch it, you believe it is real. But the truth of the matter is that all of your material world comes from non-physical. Non-physical is the place from which it arises. Everything you see in your society was once an idea. Every single rule you believe to be true in your society was an idea of one being at one point that was made into law and that has been taught through your education systems, your religions, your cultures, your families, your schools, until you all believe that it is a true thing. But anything that is causing restriction, anything that is causing upset, anything that is causing suffering or pain is not in alignment with God's will. And so you can see that there are great contradictions here in your history, because there has been much death, much upset, much restriction, and much suffering brought to your world through that which you would call the Christian church. Now, I have a little bee in my bonnet about the Christian church because my name is used as in the forefront of whatever escapades it gets up to. And that is a very difficult thing from my point of view. As you can imagine, it is like somebody writing an article of hatred and using your name in it. And that is something that you will get upset about. I am not upset in this small sense of the temper tantrum, but I am here to rectify this damage. I am here to change your point of view about what is right and what is good, what I am and why I came to the earth so many years ago. So that is the story that I will tell you today. I was dealt an unusual hand in this physical incarnation of that one you know as Jesus. I was given a job to do, and it was to bring through into the physical incarnation, the physical world, teachings from higher realms. It was not that I was the son of God, but I was a son of that which you would call love, as you are a son and daughter of that which you would call love. But I was given a specific assignment, and I had committed to do that before I was born. These are recollections that you have once you pass over. I was fortunate in that lifetime to experience the understanding of my work whilst I was still alive. And you now can do that too. You now can come to understand your purpose, because there is freedom of thought, there is freedom of speech to a certain degree. You are allowed to watch this video, for example. You are allowed to implement its teachings in your life if you so choose. You are not so oppressed that you cannot do that. But you are oppressed by ideas and beliefs about what my life was for. And so that is why we are talking to this subject at this point. So I came into that physical incarnation with an instruction booklet, so to speak, but it was not conscious in my mind. It arose as feelings and ideas and imperatives in my behavior. It was to protect the underdog. It was to free people. It was to question the authority figures that were in charge at the time. And it was of disruptive influence in that sense. I was a disruptor. I was a rebel. Even as a young pre-teen, I was causing some difficulty in scripture study groups, these kinds of things. As I entered into my manhood, that is what my purpose became. It became to question authority. It became to ask people if they wanted freedom. How could we achieve it together? These were some of my actions on the physical plane. My understanding of mind, my understanding of human nature came from two different things. It came from my experience in life, the observations I made of people and their suffering and how they kept repeating the same thoughts and ideas that caused them pain. And it came from non-physical. I was communicated to very much in this way from my teachers and guides when I was a young man. The communications began very young in my life. When I was 12 or 13 years old, I began to hear beings speaking to me, giving me advice, teaching me. I had vivid dreams, and eventually I had direct voice communication with what you would consider my guides and teachers. So I am no different than this being in that sense. She does not like it when I say that, for she is not claiming to be me. But we are all the same. You have the ability to have direct guidance from your spirits, the spirits who teach you and love you and guide you, who have been assigned to you for your lifetime, just as my guides and teachers talk to me. But because I was set up for that particular life with a consciousness that was open to these communications, because I did not resist, because I had this purpose assigned to me before my birth, I opened to the non-physical extremely, and I became enlightened in that lifetime and was able to do many miraculous things which have been passed down through legend to your time and place now. But I was not that being that the Bible taught you. I was not the only son of God and blessed with this specialness. I was a son of God, and you too are creators. You too are able to train your minds and focus on love through the practice of forgiveness and achieve goals that you have been told are impossible for you, a sinner. That is the church's teaching, not mine. I do not see you as a sinner. I see you as a being who has a limited consciousness because you have been forbidden to expand it. And those are the teachings of the church that have carried through into your society. And now you are scared by horror movies and these kinds of things. What we want you to do is to understand that as you shift your focus towards love, as you shift your focus towards forgiveness and acceptance of self and other, your frequency will raise and you will be able to connect with the spirit guides and teachers that have been assigned to you. But as long as you have profound fears that are fed by these horror movies, that are fed by the tales of the old church, you will be too frightened to listen to those messages. And so that is our message for you today. We want you to understand that there is a frequency tuning process that you can take upon yourself, and that is through focusing on love. So we want you to understand that the negativities in your mind are keeping you low, that to focus on love and forgiveness and compassion will bring your frequency up to where your guides and teachers can communicate with you. They cannot come down to the low realms of fear and judgment and hatred. They are up in the higher realms of love and unity consciousness, and they will only come down a little way. You must raise your frequency to meet them, and that is what we are asking you to do here. You do not have to pray in a dark room with a candle. We are not asking you to do that. It may frighten you given the beliefs you hold in your mind. But what we are asking you to do is to relinquish your relentless judgment of yourself and your and your fellow brothers and sisters. This is the thing that you can do that is not frightening. Your egoic mind will tell you that rules must be kept, and that if you don't judge people, all hell will break loose. But that is not true. If you relinquish judgment, love will break out, forgiveness will break out, peace will break out, and you know that that is what you want in your heart of hearts, and that is what we want for you too. We want you to feel peaceful, we want you to connect with knowledge and creativity, and we want you to have healthy, loving relationships with yourself and with your fellow brothers and sisters, and that is all we are here to assist in you accomplishing. So do not let those fears that will arise as you watch this video, do not let those fears stop you, but know that they come from a time and place that is no longer applicable here. You must forgive the old ways, you must forgive the church, you must forgive all those horror movies you've watched. And you must now trust that as you focus on love and raise your frequency through the practice of forgiveness, you will in fact begin to come into touch with the guides and teachers who are so eager to communicate with you. They will not hurt you, they will not harm you, but you must raise your frequency up so that you can communicate with them. They are love focused and they want only the best for you, the expansion of your consciousness, the opening of your heart, and the forgiveness of all of those negativities in your life that trouble you so. And so we will say that is enough for today. Think about this. Think about the things that frighten you in terms of spirit, and know that these are seeds that have been planted by a fearful, controlling church, and these are seeds that have been planted by horror movies and scary ideas that have sprung from those original church-taught ideas. That is not how spirit is, but you must raise your frequency to speak to your higher self, to your higher version of your teachers and guides, and that is the important thing for you to know. You do not need to fear us, but you need to love yourself, and you need to forgive those in your life that you judge. We are that one that you know as Jesus, and we have come here to teach you a new way of thinking, a new way of being, so that you can create a new world. For it is arising from your thoughts, from your ideas, from your judgments and fears. So it is only through the relinquishing of fears and judgments in your mind that you will remove them from your world. It can be miraculous, the changes that happen as you let go of judgment, and that is what we are encouraging you to do. Today, go out and forgive one person in your mind. You do not need to act differently to start with, but if you have somebody with whom you have a great resentment, begin to entertain the idea of forgiving them for whatever it is you believe they did to you. For you are okay, you are fine, you are here, you are living, you have the power of God at your fingertips. You do not need to hold that resentment, for it holds you in the lower realms. It holds you away from the connection to the divine, from the connection to love, and your own connection to that powerful source, God. We will speak to you again soon. Okay, that was kind of a heavy one. All right, I wish you well on your day today, and I'll talk to you again soon.